donut. And I'm Moira Marshall. Our top story tonight. The two comedians Paul Trunkfield and David Smith, otherwise known as the Connie Club 2, are today in court facing charges of comical manslaughter. In this first of a kind case, the two are charged of being responsible for the death of an audience member, Mr Bungies, by performing a comedy routine that was so funny that it resulted in him dying from laughing. What started off as a normal night in the Connie Club comedy establishment soon turned to tragedy. Trunkfield and Smith appeared on stage to deliver their well-rehearsed comedy routine. However, that night they finished their show with a new joke. One never delivered before to members of the public. It was a result of the final punchline that Mr Bungies laughed and laughed until he died. We can now go live outside the court where our roving reporter Seabass Hawkins is waiting to update on the latest.
There have been extraordinary scenes today from inside the courthouse. The trial has had to be halted on numerous occasions due to the defendants making everyone laugh. Judge Wes Patmore, presiding over the court proceedings, has had a difficult time instilling discipline and stopping it from turning into a circus-like extravaganza. I can honestly say I have never seen a trial quite like this before.
Thank you, Seabass Hawkins. We will come to you again later in the report, but now I believe we can go live inside the courtroom. Judge Wes is about to speak.
Silence in court. Silence. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that concludes the evidence to be heard in this matter. It is now time for your deliberations. You must determine whether Mr Trunkfield and Mr Smith are guilty or not guilty.
We're not guilty.
Silence of comical manslaughter. As you may recall from the beginning of these proceedings, I outlined the element that the Crown must prove against these defendants. That on the date in question, the defendants did beyond reasonable doubt tell such a funny joke that the victim laughed himself to death. There he is, poor bugger. Look at his face.
Well, at least he died laughing.
Silence! Silence! Any more remarks like that and I will do you for contempt of court. For the record, Mr Bungies was a remarkable man. An academic genius and pure visionary who achieved so much in his life before it was tragically cut short. I'm sure this court will agree that his passion for film, in particular, was unrivaled. Let's take a look at his final masterpiece. Run the projector.
What do you believe? The TV? The news? Your friends and family? Yourself? Or me? Me! I said me! Do you believe me? Why don't you believe me? I went to the moon. I played cricket at Lord's, but nobody believed me. I danced with Fred Astaire, taught Lennon his first chords, but nobody believed me. I helped launch Microsoft and raised the Mary Rose, but nobody believed me. I scaled Mount Everest naked, even with frostbite on my toes, but nobody believed me. I told them that I slept with my eyes wide shut. Nobody believed me. I was a stunt double for Jabba the Hutt. Nobody believed me.
What do you believe?
All these things are true. I scaled Mount Everest naked. I danced with Fred Astaire. I helped launch Microsoft. What do you believe? The TV, the news, all these things are true. Your friends and family, yourself, or me. Me! I said me. Me. What do you believe?
Incredible. An absolute joy to behold. I think now would be a great time to retire for the jury to return with their verdict.
Order in the court. This court stands adjourned until the verdict of the jury.
Hey, baby, come and join me and see what I got under these bubbles for you.
Can you hear it? I just wanna drive you crazy. Can you
We interrupt these commercials to bring you some breaking news from the Connie Club 2 court case. The jury are returning to the courtroom having reached a decision.
We will quickly go to Seabass Hawkins outside the court to get the latest.
These are incredible scenes. The jury have just returned to the courtroom, having only took a few minutes to reach their verdict.
Abort.
Apologies for that technical hitch, we seem to have lost him there.
Abort.
Are you right, Seabass Hawkins? Your chair seems to be malfunctioning somewhat.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we thank you for acting as jurors in this matter. This has been a very challenging and emotional trial. Have you reached a verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honour.
Shit, mate, here we go.
Do you find the defendants guilty or not guilty?
Guilty!
Guilty? Guilty? Guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty? Oh!
You're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty as can be. You're guilty, I think we'll all agree.
They're guilty, and justice has been done. They're guilty.
Well, hasn't this been fun?
You're guilty as it goes. You're guilty, and everybody knows.
You're crackers, you're crazy, you've made a big mistake. So free as unbelievers, you're wrong for goodness sake.
What I'm about to say gives me great pleasure. and satisfaction. This court case has been unprecedented for its cocktail of comicalness, absurdity, pratfulness, horseplay and sheer tragedy, all mixed in with a pinch of slapstick merry-go-round. It has made a damn right mockery of this court, and I for one wish this court never lay eyes on the pair of you again. The crime you both have committed in terms of magnitude and the uniqueness of it requires a special and fitting punishment. By the power invested in me, I hereby sentence you two clowns to be forgotten in Fleckney.
No